to Cooking with Leonidas, first episode ever. And what better way to start with a beautiful piece of steak. I got this from Whole Foods. Step 4, about to feed the family here. So as you can see, pretty nice marbling, about 1.5 inches thick, just how I like it. What I'm gonna do is cook this steak up for you and show you exactly how I do it, so you could have a steak just as good. And if I'm as good as a teacher I hope I am, you'll do it even better. So let's get going. So now that the steak is kind of room temperature, and it looks fantastic, I'm going to heat the oil. You want to use an oil that has a high smoking point, and preferably cast iron, according to everyone, but this will do for now. So I'm just going to heat this up. As soon as it gets really, really hot here, I'm going to pop the steak on and we'll get back to the recording. So this thing is hot. It's ready to go. I know it's hot, but it looks hot. A little smoke coming off. What I'm gonna do is just place this massive piece of steak on. Ooh. That is beautiful. Listen to that sound. You can smell it. It's been about 3 minutes, maybe, not even. Go a little longer. Like I said, don't be scared to check it. It smells so good in here. Alright, let's do it. Alright, so I think it's about time to flip. I'm gonna do a quick check. Looks good. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful. Done. What I'm going to do is take it out. I'll show you what the other side looks like. Oh, looks good. So in the temperature, after I take it off, this steak like this cooks unevenly sometimes. We've got the filet mignon side right here. And if we check the temperature, it's about 116, 18, 20 degrees. This is almost done cooking. Whereas this portion of the Porterhouse is much cooler. I mean, what that's gonna do is have one half of the steak's gonna be medium and the other one's gonna be medium, medium, medium rare. And we don't want that, we want consistency. So I'll show you exactly what I'll do when this happens. So I add a little bit of butter. Usually I'll put some thyme and garlic and all that stuff, but my family's hungry. They want me to cook and I forgot to get the ingredients. So today we're just gonna do some butter. I put the heat low. Clean the pot. I don't want the butter to get burned, but just a nice kind of, smells good. You'll know. Then I'm gonna take the steak, stick it back in here. As you remember, the filet mignon portion is already kind of cooked. So I'm just gonna hold this part under the heat and keep the filet part off. What I'm going to do now is kind of have it halfway on, halfway off. This side's almost pretty hot, or up to temperature. So I'm going to leave it off direct heat. I'm just going to flip it. And keep on, oops, oh my god. I'm going to keep on flipping it until it's about the temperature we want. There's no real science to this. It's just testing your food until it's perfect. But I'm going to check the temperature while it's cooking. I want it to be about 127. That's how I like it. That's how everyone else likes it. 110 over here, 117 there. So it's getting up to heat or up to temperature. I'm gonna check this portion too to make sure we're not overcooking it. 134, 138, 139. I think we are. So this is called emergency moment. Put the filet mignon off, dude. Is the filet mignon is cooking much faster than the rest of the steak, so I did an emergency cutoff, and we're just gonna let that rest. We're gonna cook that a little differently, but it's better that way. This is a lot of people's favorite part of the steak. We don't want to let it get too cooked here, so we're just gonna let it sit and continue to cook this bad boy until this reaches the temperature that we're looking for. Not quite there. A little bit more, and we'll be good to go. Alright, so it was just only a few minutes after we cut this piece off, but a few minutes makes all the difference, so watch your food closely. Let's check this. This is a little bit longer again. I'm just going to take it off and let these bad boys sit. And now's a kind of good time to clean your mess while this is resting. Now the reason you want to let it rest is it absorbs the juices again. If you cut it right away, the juices kind of spew out. If you let it do this, cells rest and suck up all those juices, and it just becomes a lot more tender and tastier. So I usually let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Because everyone's hungry, I think we're gonna do 5 minutes today. All right, so we cooked these up to about 127 degrees. Once you take it off and let it rest, it'll actually raise back in temperature. I wanna hit an internal total temperature of about 135 degrees. The filet mignon, part of it is going to be more cooked than the other, but I took it off a little higher than I wanted to. But I still think that we're gonna end around 140 degrees. I might be wrong. But here goes the moment of truth. Yep, see it's a little overcooked, but look at that. That looks amazing. You wanna cut against the grain? Oh man. Oh, look at that. Let's just keep cutting here. It actually looks really good. You got brown. Look at that. That's a beautifully cooked steak. And it's so tender. Oh, it's just cutting so incredibly easy. Now, put those to the side. Now with this, typically you want to cut across the grain. But I'm going to take the bone off here. Expose the side with the bone. Cut along it. Piece out. All right, we have the steak off the bone. I like to find where the grain is. Typically, you'll see here the lines. You can see which way the meat or which way the fibers are going. So I'm gonna do long cuts along this way to really make the bites a little better. As you can see there, you cut against the grain. Oh, look at that juiciness. That is a beautiful steak. Let's just squeeze it a bit. Look at that juice. Alright. Now, I'm just gonna cut it up, make it look nice, serve it to the family. Typically, we'll just make it with some mashed potatoes in this case. Serve it alongside some mashed potatoes. Cut it up like this and enjoy it. You'll have an amazing steak. You and your family. It took about 30 minutes, not too long. This was a tough one. Usually it's a lot easier, but we managed to create a beautiful steak here. Until next time, have a great day.